Welcome back, guys. In today's video, we will discuss about the component of operating system. Basically, there are two main components of operating system. First one is user space. Second one is kernel. So let us first discuss about the user space. Okay, just imagine user space is some space where the application runs. Your applications, all the interaction, what is done by a user in operating system is done through user space, because I have already told you that you do not have a access of hardware. Direct access of hardware is not present. So if you just have a access of a user space where the applications run, and it has basically three main components. User space basically have three main components, three things: GUI, CLI, and system program. GUI means graphical user interface, CLI means command line interface, and system programming has all inbuilt programs. CLI is basically the place where you write the command. You know that in every operating system you have a cell or command line, command prompt, where you write all the command. So when as a user you write any command, then you are using just a user space part of a operating system where you as a user can interact, but you cannot access the hardware. Remember, user space is a place which has a less access privilege, which means that if user space wanted to access the hardware, it cannot be possible without kernel. Here, kernel is present. And what is kernel, I will discuss in later parts of the video. But before that, remember one thing. User space is something which is very important for to run the application. And if the user space get crashed, then that particular one process get crash also or get terminated. But what is kernel? Kernel. So imagine it is as you are a user space, run some application. Okay. Now your application want to interact with hardware. So how it can interact with hardware? There is an intermediary which help to do this, and that is called kernel. Here kernel, you just interact with kernel will interact with hardware. So this is how the process happen. And kernel is a core of operating system. Why it is called as core of operating system? Because if kernel is not present, your operating system get crash. If kernel get crash, your operating system get crash. And kernel is a first program which is loaded in a operating system. Means when you switch on your laptop or computer, kernel is a first program which will get loaded. And kernel has a four different functions to do. Okay, this is process management, file management, memory management, and IO management. What is all? So let us discuss first process management. All the process which are created, terminated, or scheduled is done by the process management. So if you want to create any process, you want to terminate any process, you want to schedule any process, all these things are done by the process management. Whereas in file management, all the work related to file is done by the file management. Just imagine it. You want to create any file, you want to delete any file, you have to modification in any file, or doing anything related to file are all done by the process management. In memory management, what will happen then? If you write any program, so or you want to execute anything in IO, so there is a requirement of memory allocation, memory deallocation, all it is done by memory management. And IO is happening to taking input or giving output. Input devices or output devices are like any USB, keyboard, mouse, interaction with these things is happen through the IO management. So let us understand it with an example. Okay, just you write any program. Okay, you want write any program. Okay, now you want to execute this program. Any program which is under the execution is called process. So to run the program, you have to first create a process. Okay, when the process get completed, it get terminated. Okay, these are all the things are done by the process management of kernel, process management part of the kernel. Now second thing, let imagine you need to upload any file in the program, or you want to create any file in program. So creating, uploading or deleting any file is done by the file management. Okay, now during running any program, you have to allocate some memory to it. Okay, now if the program gets terminated or get cancelled or anything happen, you have to deallocate the memory. These are the things done by the memory management part. Okay, now let's imagine that your program is in USB. So you have to first interact with USB to get the program so that it get executed through the process. So interaction with IO means interaction with USB device is done by IO, or interaction with keyboard or mouse, it is all done by the help of IO. So kernel has a 4 parts and each part has their different role. First one is process management, second one is file management, third one is memory management, fourth one is IO management. I hope you understand each and every part. Remember one thing, if kernel get crashed, then your whole operating system get crashed because it is a core of the operating system. Any interaction with hardware is done by the kernel part only, and it is a privilege of access, to hardware. I hope you understand these 2 points in good manner. And in next lessons, we discuss about each of these things in more and more detail. How this process happen, how the file management happen, how memory management, how operate IO management happen. Each these has a list of videos to explain. So do not understand that this is I explained it in very briefly. I explain it in each of the things in proper way in upcoming videos. So stay tuned in my videos. Please like, share and subscribe my channels.